Farmers equivalent for me would be Myers or David Jones. And if you're thinking of shopping at Posty, then I think the closest would be Best and Less. For number one shoes, there's also Spend Less shoes. But the good news is familiar brands like Dotti, Cotton On, and JJ's, we all have that in Australia as well. Warehouse equivalent, I think, would be Big W or Target. I prefer shopping at Big W though, but that's just a personal preference. In terms of Kmart, we do have Kmart in Australia. But just note of the hours, because when I was living in Rotorua, our Kmart closes at 12 midnight. However, in Brisbane, especially where we are living right now, Kmart actually closes at 9 o'clock in the evening and then 6 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday. Noel Leeming, PB Tech, I think the equivalent would be Good Guys. They also have discounted items, which I really like. And then other brands that you're familiar with in New Zealand, like JB Hi-Fi and Harvey Norman. We also have that in Australia. Briscoes. Now, this is a difficult one because I think if you're thinking of kitchen items, kitchenware, then the equivalent will be House or Robin's Kitchen. And then if you're thinking of, say, Beddings, Manchester's, then the option would be Pillow Talk. But I think my special preference still goes to Briscoes. I do miss Briscoes. I wish they have like a branch somewhere here in Australia as well. Baka naman. And then for grocery brands, for groceries, Pack and Save, I think the closest will be Costco. I do know that there's a Costco now in Auckland as well. And then I guess unlike Pack and Save, Costco is not as available. Like, you wouldn't see it in every suburb. There's one here in North Lakes and I think one at Ipswich as well. New World equivalent would be Coles. For other groceries like Foursquare or Food Choice, I think the closest equivalent would be Aldi or IGA. Countdown is Woolworths, or we call Woolies. So that'll be a familiar brand for you if you move from New Zealand to Australia. And then if you're looking for cheaper medication, sunscreen, all those things, would be Chemist Warehouse. So that now there's a Chemist Warehouse in Rotorua as well, because we visited last winter and it was a surprise to see a branch there. So definitely it's worth your while, like I've mentioned in my other video about expenses, cost of groceries in New Zealand versus Australia. Feel free to check that video out if you haven't already. And then other familiar brands from New Zealand, Bunnings. You also have Bunnings here. Mitre 10, we do have a Mitre 10 here, but it kind of feels different. So when I was living in New Zealand, I prefer shopping at Mitre 10. However, the Mitre 10 here, I feel is more geared towards tradies, so I prefer shopping at Bunnings now that we've moved to Australia. There's definitely a lot more brands, apps, services, and shops that has Australian version. So feel free to add it in the comment section below. I'd like to know what's your Briscoes alternative. And as always, I wish you all the best with your journey and I hope you will be blessed. I'll see you soon. Bye!